What's happening, cats and dogs that go, "Arroo!" This week on Life as We Know It, it's a bit of a teaser. We're going to talk about this company called Penzyes, and their spices are outstanding.
And we're going to spice up the conversation with the stuff that I'm going to show you I bought today.
Oh, no, he
Oh,
didn't. No, he didn't. And then our musical chat, it's my turn again. I'm going to spotlight, we're going to shine the light on the Commodors, specifically from 1975, an album called Caught in the Act. And the song is Wide Open.
okay. We'll be back in a minute.
Welcome to Life as We Know It. You can find us on Instagram at Life as We Know It Podcast 123. We like to keep it simple. And YouTube, Life as We Know It, Jonathan and Don. Oh, that's really simple. And
Right.
wherever amazing podcasts are found. What are we going to do with their jazz, Don?
We're going to blow it up.
The
So how you doing? How was your week?
week was good. The week was
Yeah.
very good.
It's a
Yeah.
beautiful time in the beautiful bubble of the South Bay right now. It's probably the best time of year. The weather is amazing. Been going outside. Did you have a good weekend?
Had a great weekend, and you guys are not getting the cloud cover, the gloom. You're good.
Okay, we're okay. I'm not
What?
going to lose sleep, but we're getting a little bit of it. You probably don't get any gloom, do you? You get
Not
just
so
all
much. No,
sunshine, like eternal sunshine, like the movie or something.
something like that.
Okay, well, we get a little bit of it in the morning, but it's going away, so it's not enough to make me upset like it used to because it was not gloomy all day. So I'm very, very
Okay.
excited.
Well, I guess that keeps it cool when you're walking the dogs in the morning.
Absolutely, it's all good, and we walk down to the beach, and then sometimes, yeah. So it's all good. I have nothing to complain about. We live in the most amazing part of the world right now, so I'm
Absolutely.
very, very happy about that.
Here, here.
Yes. So, if I can just jump in, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for
Okay,
it.
I just wanted to tell you that I've always, well, let me premise it this way: we
Mhm.
both like to cook.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, so we're
Love
we're
to cook.
both known for cooking. We both had each other and our families over for dinner and done all that great stuff too.
Yeah.
And one of the essential parts of cooking are spices. Spices. When having moved here a few years ago, I did not have this company near me, and
Uh-huh.
we're gonna kind of shout it out because they're a local company. Well, they're not. They're a local branch of a company that's
Yep.
national. But it's amazing because they're right over on Hawthorne Boulevard,
Yep.
not from here, 5-10 minutes away. And
Mhm.
I really, I didn't realize how much I needed them until I actually went there and started shopping because you can go to your grocery store and you can buy some salt and pepper, you can buy some basil, you can buy all that stuff. But when you come to this place, you can find 15 kinds of pepper, 15 kinds of salt, every kind of herb you can ever imagine. Plus,
Come
they
on.
do these custom mixes of
Yeah, the
all kinds.
blends and stuff. Yeah, and
Yeah,
they got the
and
herbs there
you're
too.
familiar with them, right?
Oh,
Have you?
hell yeah.
Okay, yeah. So,
Big
um,
fan.
the thing that really caught me was the fact that you can just go in there and shop, and the staff is incredibly nice, very
Yeah.
informative, very welcoming. That you can ask a million questions. I always forget where the bay leaves are, and today when I walked in and asked where the bay leaves are, she walked me right to the very front of the store and didn't call me an idiot for not
Uh,
seeing them when I walked in.
that is so kind of her.
So yeah, but again, the biggest thing, yes, the spices are amazing, and I wanted to give you a little backstory on the history of the company and where they've been and where they came from and what they're doing. But also, I think it's interesting to talk about what this company does with their viewpoint.
Mhm.
And I'm going to keep it very neutral because we want to make sure everyone is unbiased here when we talk about companies, and wherever they swing politically, it's not important to this discussion. But it's more about the fact awareness is basically what I'm getting from this company, which is a cool thing. So let me
Okay.
just go very quickly through what I got today. I got my bay leaves. I
Ah.
got my Tuscan Sunset, my Greek
Oh,
seasonings.
okay. Yeah, I know the Tuscan Sunset. That's a good one.
Yes, it's amazing. Some
Yeah.
black sesame seeds. And I got these 2 free jars of something called Justice, which is basically a blend of flavors to season chicken, whatever protein you're working with.
And would you agree that black sesame is better than the white sesame? Sorry,
Yes,
sorry.
Jonathan, the black sesame seeds are better than the other ones. So,
Gotta get a
yeah,
witness.
you got to,
Sorry, carry on.
no, but yes, of course, those are better sesame seeds. You will eat whatever sesame seed I put on the bagels I make for you. That is true. But yes, but I guess, just quickly, I want to give you a little bit of backstory on this place because Penzyes has been around for quite a while. Actually, it started as a mother and father business, and eventually Bill, who is their son, took it over and made it into a business online. He basically was a catalog business, but then he actually took over the company, and they've gone national, and they have a lot of stores all over the country.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the thing that's interesting about this company, and aside from their great quality product and their great people that work there who are wonderful, who I spoke with today, hopefully we'll get a chance to actually go in and take a little tour. If we get that taken care of, I will pop it in right here before we
Okay,
jump into
all
this. But
right,
yeah,
all
so if we
right.
get a chance to do a little tour in there, I would love to show you. But they're right over on Hawthorne Boulevard for all of us locals. They're super easy. They're online, so you can actually order their products wherever you are on your computer. The thing that's interesting about this guy and this company is that they basically have a message about awareness and getting out there to vote and be a part of the political
Mm,
machine that is out there. And
mhm.
just a quick blurb from what they actually have on their website. Basically, he says, what if your business, just by being its best self, could make a whole lot of the problems of the world faces, I'm sorry, could make a whole lot of the problems the world faces a chunk easier to solve? Given that, possibly wouldn't you owe it to everyone to try your best to do that? So basically, he's been running this business, and he comes around and talks about wanting to make the world a better place. And one of the biggest things he
Mhm.
really wants to do, and part of this is the swag I got when I was shopping there too, was he really wants people to vote. So I got these stickers, and I got these other little
Ah,
stickers here, and this
so
little
Don, yeah, so
pin.
the stickers say "I will vote" in
Oh, sorry.
November, and that's
Yes.
the big
Yeah.
election coming up.
So basically, without becoming biased about it or becoming politically in any direction, I think the great message about this is that everyone should vote.
Yep.
No matter where you sit politically, you definitely need to go out there and vote. If you want to hear your voice, if you want to make a difference, we have to vote.
Mhm.
Abstinence is not an option in these elections. So I think it's very important that everyone get out there to do that. And I got to say, I really admire the fact that he's pushing that agenda to make sure everyone is aware that voting is important to you, no matter who you are or where you
Yep.
lean.
And if you're not sure what to do with your vote, text me and I'll tell you who to vote for. I'll tell you how to vote.
And so another thing this gentleman Bill has done with his company is actually taken spices and wrapped them into messaging. And what I mean by that is when there was messages out a number of years back about maybe anti-Mexican sentiment or
Mm.
Mexicans coming over into the country, and
Oh, right, right.
I mean, he actually had a day where he would give away Mexican vanilla that he sold to every customer that came in the store to support the fact that Mexico provides a great product and to heighten awareness about these people who are maybe being downtrodden or spoken down
Dang,
about.
I didn't know that about this cat. I like that.
Yeah, so he does a lot of things like that. He also, for let's see, back in 17, he actually put together a spice rainbow of red cayenne, orange curry powder, and other spices to celebrate the anniversary of the Supreme Court's decision on marriage equality. So he actually put together
Ooh,
this, and it's like a gift box. So he's
okay.
basically taking political issues that are topical to the moment
Mhm.
or the month or the year
Right.
and making people more aware of our
Mhm.
ability to take part in them and be active in them and not just listen to it and walk away.
Yeah.
And I have to say, he's been very vocal on his website. Bill Penzy, who has been very active on his website. He's very vocal. He has messages. I get emails from them because I'm a customer.
Mhm.
But over the years, Penzy has expressed his dismay at, among other things, low teacher pay and the
Mhm.
use of Native American icon, iconography. How do you say that word?
Iconography?
Yes.
Iconography?
Ding, ding, ding. Iconography.
We need an
Sorry.
editor.
Yes. Well, we're going to edit that out. But basically, what I really admire is the fact that he's speaking up against these things. He'd like to change that.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And with the advent of social media, he expanded his platform to include the email newsletter and a company Facebook page. So, what I guess is interesting is that he is taking an active role in what's happening in the world today, not just
Mhm.
politically, but also just in what he's doing with his business. He's chosen to take a stand,
Right.
and one of the things that's interesting to talk about is people taking a stand in business politically. It can be a
Mhm.
very double-edged sword. It can sway
Right.
people from one position to another. It can
Mhm.
block. It can cause cancel culture.
That's right.
There's a lot of things it can do, but what's interesting, and I'll finish quoting these things because I found a lot of great information about Penzies,
Mhm.
is that the New Yorker actually wrote an article because they were really interested in this person who's taken a stand basically on issues that
Mhm.
are affecting the world and people, not just political parties, but people and groups, which
Right.
is what we're shouting out about too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, what I again, a huge kudos to this guy who's taking a stand.
And doing
So,
something with this platform, yeah.
exactly. So he has
Mhm.
made a decision that
Yeah.
he will stand for A, B, and C with his
Mhm.
company, and he's very straightforward about it. He doesn't make apologies for it.
Mhm.
He acknowledges everyone and says everyone's entitled to their opinion. Everyone's entitled to shop wherever they want to.
There you
But
go.
here's what we believe in, and here's
Yeah.
what we're going to do. And just a couple of quick quotes again for this New Yorker interview was: in the business world, conventional wisdom holds the controversial political opinions should be kept far away from products as possible. You never know who among your customer base or your potential customer base will be wildly turned off by what you have to say. So, basically, they're saying that, if you make a stand, you
Mhm.
could definitely turn away customers and potential revenue for your stores or for your
Sure.
company or whatever your business might be.
Yeah.
And it also is saying, basically, to finish this off, recent studies show that today's consumers feel more allegiant to companies that take a position, any position, on major political issues, and those pesky millennials are going to get out of their way to support companies led by figures who take a leaning progressive position.
Mm.
So basically, in a way, he's also being very smart because he's looking at future customers. He's
Yes.
looking at
Yeah.
how millennials, Gen Z, all the next generations coming up are going to react to a
Mhm.
position or an opinion. Because
Right.
everyone's got an opinion, what it's like. So, I think it's very interesting. So I guess kind of one of the questions I wanted to ask you, because I'm not sure.
Mhm.
If you had a business, Jonathan's bowling balls,
Yep.
whatever it could be, Jonathan's drums,
And by
Jonathan's
the
drum.
way, they're the best bowling balls, okay? Everyone likes my bowling balls. The people I know love my bowling balls. Oh, we love the bowling balls. Sorry. Yeah,
Okay.
so if I was selling bowling balls, yeah.
Yeah. So if you were selling, do you think you would take your business and make it a platform for current events or for
Well, you've
politics?
really got me thinking about this
Yeah.
guy, like, so you can just sell your product and mind your own business, which most
Yep.
people do, or
Yep.
you can take, a stand, and he doesn't sound that controversial, like, it sounds like most of his stands are for the people, quote, unquote,
For the
or
welfare of the people. Yes.
yeah, or you can be like some of the big corporations that would tell you they're not political, but they donate millions to,
Yes.
uh, fix things for their future and their shareholders. So I kinda
Absolutely.
like that he is, like you said, he's national now, so he's
Yeah.
kind of a bigger player,
Yep.
but he's like, "Here's what I got, and here's my website, and here's my newsletter, and take it or leave it." I dig that about the guy.
Exactly. And one of the interesting things, like he did make a couple of controversial statements years past.
Mhm.
And basically, the information was that he had lost a huge amount of people, subscribers to his website, basically.
Mm.
On the flip side, those people that went away, he got those people, another group of people back for taking a stand.
Mm,
So
right,
he
right, yeah,
lost
yeah, yeah,
X
yeah.
number of people, but he
Yep,
also gained X number of people for taking a stand
right,
on certain issues.
right.
And I guess that's you're right, because a lot of corporations. This is a privately owned company, so this is owned
Mhm.
by Bill Penzy. He does not have a shareholders or anybody he has to answer to for his business. So of course,
Okay, right.
my business, I'm going to run it the way I want to. So
Mhm.
in a way, he's not beholden to anyone else
Right.
to to make sure he says things politically correct.
Right.
And what's interesting about this article in the New Yorker goes on to say that most corporations sit right in the middle of
Right.
everything.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah,
they
yeah.
basically take a homogenized beige view of
Mhm,
everything, and they create these advertisements and create this world where you feel that everything's fine, everything's
mhm.
great, there's
Right.
nothing wrong in the world. Of course, they want you to buy a product,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they don't have an opinion about anything,
Yeah.
which is
That's
very
it
interesting.
that's interesting 'cause, I don't have a big business, but I'm an independent contractor.
Mm,
So, when I sell I'm, trying to sell my novels that I write,
yep,
and then there's social media. So, on Facebook and Instagram, I don't get political at all, but
right.
most of that but I grew up in a political family, which was more to the left. I actually register as an independent now
Ah,
because
okay.
I'm all about the independent thought, and I like to wait and hear what he, she, or the pronoun has to say, what the policies are, and where we're going. But,
Mhm,
and the last place I would wade into a fight is on social because I
right.
think that's just such a time suck, and it's just ridiculous. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone's a tough guy on the other side of the laptop,
Oh,
right?
sure, it's easy to be
Right.
to go down that rabbit hole and just start going on a
Mhm.
tirade of whatever you're tirading about.
Yeah, exactly. But, with friends and family, I love lengthy political discussions over good food and wine. But I'm also a trainer, and usually, you know, I'll train them and then I listen to what they want to bring in each week. But I don't really get political. They
Mhm.
will, and I'll kind of say, "Mm, I won't go deep with it because I also think they're not paying for me to go deep into my politics. So
True,
but some
true.
some people could say, that's being lightweight of me. Maybe I should be I don't give a shit what they say. So I
Mm,
just don't see moving the fitness needle by me hammering right, left, or middle at them.
right.
They come here for an hour, they wanna sweat, they wanna, build muscle, and
Mhm,
usually it's them, the client, talking to me. I did think about this because my crime fiction novels have a lot of violence and there's guns.
mhm, mhm.
And, I have no problem with guns. However, in America, I think the access to guns is too easy. Again
Agreed.
again, I
Mhm.
come from Canada, so I've seen, 30 years of it one way and another almost 30 years of another way. Um, we weren't gonna get political today. Where we done?
Well, I think we're discussing our
Yeah,
viewpoint
yeah,
on
right.
politics.
I
We're
guess
not
the
going down
the
any side of it. We're
right.
just talking about it, which is
Yeah.
actually the way politics should work. There should be
Yes.
parties,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, or 4 of them, that can
Yeah.
actually have a discussion and speak about their
Yeah.
viewpoint and listen, because
Mhm.
that's what's not happening is any listening. It's a lot of just talking at.
Exactly. So the long answer to your question is I'd never really thought about would I bring politics to a business?
Mhm.
Probably not in the beginning
Agreed.
and, see where we're at. What about you?
Yeah. I think I'm where you're at. I wouldn't do that, but I guess I'm very impressed because here's the thing. This company, Penzies, that we're talking about has a great product.
Oh, yeah,
They have a viewpoint. I do not have to buy their products if
that's
I
right.
don't want to,
That's
but
right.
their products are very high quality. The experience is a high quality experience,
Mhm.
knowledgeable people, very
Mhm.
friendly, very accommodating. And also there is some messages in Penzies emails that say, you know what, I don't care what party you're in or what you
Right.
believe in. If you want good products, come and buy my things. If you don't want to, it's okay. There's other places
Right.
to buy it.
That's
So
the way to do
again,
it. That's the way
I
to do
guess
it.
my point is I admire the fact he has a viewpoint. He
Oh,
has an opinion.
yep.
I can respect it. I can not respect it. I can
Mhm.
walk away from it. But he has
Yeah.
an opinion, and it's refreshing to
Mhm.
see a viewpoint.
Yeah,
An,
that
an
kinda reminds me, wasn't and I can't remember this that well, the Chick-fil-A guy, wasn't he
mm.
against was he against gay marriage and that was the big controversy? I can't remember.
There's a quite a few things that they're known for. They
Mhm.
are a religious company too. I believe they're
Oh,
closed
okay.
on Sundays, and I believe they
Yeah.
also have, and I don't know because I have not been to. I don't do fast food anymore. Do
Oh,
you? I mean,
not since
I
the
don't.
ninth
I
grade.
just feel like crap every
No,
time I have anything. So it's
no,
like
no
no,
fast food, no fast
years
food.
and years and years since I've had
So
it. But
that's
I
a
think
big reason. Like the product I had no interest in that
yeah,
product,
it doesn't
but
even. It's not good for you.
I could say, or you'd have to say this, even if you don't agree with him, you'd have
Mm,
to agree that he's putting his stand out there. He goes,
absolutely.
here's my bullshit chicken, and
Mm,
I'm a church, and we're old school, Old Testament, whatever the fuck he is or whatever. So
mm,
he's kind of making his own stand and saying, take it or leave it.
right.
But
Yeah, and you can eat that food or not. And Chick-fil-A is
I
going
thought you were going to say
crazy.
something else, and you could eat.
No,
I thought you were going to say something else.
no, 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 I'm not. But here's the thing: they're actually a huge company. They're growing
Yep.
leaps and bounds,
Hmm.
and we can have that discussion about where America's going with its nutrition another time because that's a
Yeah. Yeah.
whole other ball
Right.
of wax.
Yeah. But you know what's
To
also interesting? The guy is obviously uh, true to his religion, because if he
Mhm.
opened every Sunday, that's a lot of money he's leaving on the table,
True, true.
and so I guess he's about the bottom line, just Monday through Saturday.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
respecting that viewpoint because if you have
yeah,
a religious viewpoint, then and you're
yeah.
following that up in your business, that's your
Mhm.
thing.
And I think a lot
Mm,
of guys might even say, "I'm going to go to church on Sunday as the CEO, but you guys make me some money." And he's not. He's like, nobody's working.
exactly, exactly. So there's two sides to every story.
Yeah.
Even if we don't agree with the other side of it, there is another side.
And you heard it here on Life as We Know It.
You So thank you for letting me go on my diatribe. Again, they're
That
right
was
over in Hawthorne
awesome.
Boulevard. You can find them on online. They're a
Yeah.
great company. The experiences, I'm going to assume, in every store is the same. The
Yeah.
people are so friendly, so nice, so
Right.
knowledgeable. They know how to break down. They could tell you what's inside this Greek seasoning, down
Oh
to the
yeah.
project, every single thing. So, and the fact is,
They have a spice called just called Turkish seasoning.
yes, I have that too. I
Oh,
have
it's one
that
of my
too.
favorite. I use that. I use
And
that shit on everything.
and Zatar. I mean, there's so
Yeah.
many things I didn't even know
Yeah.
I needed that I buy. I can't walk out of there without a basket full of stuff.
And
And
now, do you
swag,
remember when they
swag.
had? Yeah, get out and vote, everybody. Do you remember when they had they shut down for a while because a car drove into their store?
Yes, yes.
I went and spoke to them after that. So unfortunately, it was an elderly woman who just hit the gas
Mm,
and drove right through the front window.
right.
And in the middle of the store is where the cash register and the checkout is, and
Mhm.
the back of the store is the offices. Now they had just opened, but nobody was in there except two people, one person in the very back, and there was a woman that was just coming out to the front to get to the cash register. And she
Mhm.
said she had never moved so fast, just as a reaction. And I've been
Yeah.
there. Not a lot of that staff looks super quick, but she said she got the hell out of the way so quickly because the car went all the way through the store,
Yeah.
through the cash area, right to the back offices, and nobody hurt.
Did they show you the skid marks?
Yes. Yeah. So
Wild
that
story.
lady just
Wild
hammered
story.
she just dropped the pedal to the metal and hopped over
Yeah.
the curb and "Wah,
Yeah.
geesh."
And thank God nobody was hurt, and it was early in the morning. So, but an
Yeah.
interesting story about the store because I remember going in there and there's this big support over the front of the
Yeah.
store where
Yeah.
the roof is. Like I said, what happened? They said,
Yeah.
and they love to tell the
They
story.
love to
They
tell a
come on
story.
over here. I'm going to show you where
Yep.
the car went. I'm going to show you where the skids are. It's like it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's
Yep.
crazy.
Great job. And I'm embarrassed to say I've been shopping there over 10 years and never knew this background. So
Oh well,
that's another thing, kids. Maybe look up these companies where you shop.
yeah, and that
Not a
was
bad idea.
interesting. I went down a big rabbit hole, but I
Yeah.
learned a lot about a company. I learned a lot about someone's viewpoint
Hmm.
on the world,
Yeah.
and I think it's a great shout out locally to have them here in the South Bay. They're
Hmm.
doing a great job. They're very busy. The store is beautiful. Please go and see them.
Yep.
Thank you for letting me talk about it. I appreciate it.
Great job, Don.
Yes. Okay. So, shall we go to the musical highlight or musical gem to
Yeah,
get
let's
us
go to the
out?
musical gem. It's musical gem time, everybody.
Okay. Do you want me to play the music first? Or you want to give us
Sure.
a little
Yeah.
backstory?
A little
Okay. Let me.
music teaser.
I kind of.
Nobody else. Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
I'm getting like. Okay. Well, we'll talk about this because it was
Okay.
75 around.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay. Let me turn this down a little bit. But yeah,
Yeah.
I was digging them because I got. I'm sure you know Tower of Power.
Hmm. Yep.
right? I got
Yep.
a lot of horns, I got a lot
Yep.
of bass out of
You
that.
did.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, and then you were gonna I'm sorry, you go ahead because
Oh, no.
I
So
dig it.
I think it's funny
75.
that this is my second music choice on the podcast, and both of them are 1975. So maybe
Hey,
I'm stu
70s were a good years, a lot of good architecture built that time too.
yeah, but I must yeah, exactly. And burnt orange, what a beautiful color.
Yes, and brown
And
and
brown.
avocado,
Yes,
and oh,
yes.
what was it? Harvest
The
yellow.
the
Harvest
avocado
gold?
fridge. Yeah, the avocado fridge.
I have that.
Yeah, so, I tend to be known for rock and roll and progressive rock and metal and stuff like that, but, just, not even a close second, pretty much tied is old school funk music for me as well.
Mm.
So, I loved the horns and the live horns in that, and, the Commodores, that's where Lionel Ritchie got his start.
Yeah, yeah, I forgot. I looked into that. I didn't real I forgot that he had come from there.
Right, and what was pretty cool, this is the beauty of some bands is that time when not everybody gets what they want. Like, Lionel wanted to do the ballads, he almost wanted to do the stuff that was almost with a country feel to it, because he was a country
Oh,
music fan, but
really?
he
Okay.
he knew that the Commodores, quote, "were out of sight," so, they wrote all these funky tunes, and they said, "Your voice is the best," because they all sang, or
Mm.
at least he and Walter Orange and a couple other guys, so they said, "This is perfect for you," and so they almost had a deal like, "You give us 3 funky ones, and then we'll do one of your ballads," right? But it ma to as a band, it worked perfectly, right? Until,
Yeah.
till they broke up or Lionel went solo, and in the '80s when he really started making big money.
Yeah, but that's when he started singing all those ballads, right?
Ballads
Because
and
that's
pop,
he brought all the
yeah,
ballads out, so
yeah,
he got a
exactly.
chance to go there afterwards, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So what and I don't know if you know this, but were the Commodores an act where everybody was doing everything, or was, like, Lionel considered the
Yeah,
lead?
like, what was really cool is the guys, they would sing the background vocals, 3 or 4 of them played horns, and when they
Mm.
weren't playing, they would play percussion, so a live show, you'd
Oh.
have guys on congas, timbales, regular drummer, who the drummer, he sang lead vocals on a bunch too, so there was so much talent in that band, and
Mhm,
it was
mhm.
all about a party, like, their live albums were just extended medleys and parties, and they just talked about parties and beautiful girls in a wholesome way, you know? And so what I really dug is I'm the youngest of 3, so I grew up in a household that was music going constantly. So
Mm,
there'd be calypso and classical and, reggae music from my parents
mm.
and opera as well. And my brother was into the rock, and my sister was into the funk and the disco, and then we all kinda met with the Jackson 5 and Earth, Wind& and Fire.
Yeah, yeah.
We all sorta met in the middle, but, when my brother and sister were older and they would go out to the clubs and stuff, and I was old enough to be home on my own, then I could go play the big console stereo as loud as it would
Oh.
go. And the Commodores, I think they're probably my sister's records. And I would just crank that up, and I would think, one day I'm going to get to go to a nightclub and look at this band and listen to horns and chase chicks.
Okay, but the experience of seeing them have you did you ever see them live?
I did
Okay,
way at the tail end in the early 2000s. And,
okay.
okay, that's an aside. That was bittersweet because, it was kinda like not a comeback tour, but, a lot of bands are gone for a while and they come back.
Yep.
So they said, "We're back," and we were in Vegas, and I thought, "This is gonna be great." So the horn players each replaced their horn with a keyboard. So they had
Really?
4 keyboards up there doing the horn parts, and for this drummer who grew up idolizing these guys I was bummed out, man, bummed
Well,
out.
okay, but maybe
No,
their
I
lips
get it.
blown. I mean, maybe their
Oh,
lips done,
oh,
because
yeah, yeah, especially for trumpet or the
yeah,
lungs, I mean, you have been
yeah.
partying through the '70s, '80s, '90s, and then they're like, "I ain't picking up that sax."
And it's not like they were standing still when they were doing this either,
Exactly,
because I was
so
watching some videos too, because they're all over the place
they're
when
all
they're
over the
doing this.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I woulda wished they like Tower Power, either they keep doing it or you bring in a
Mhm,
youngster to cover
mhm,
some of the
mhm.
horn parts, but it's the sound of the brass and the
Yes.
brass together as a mini orchestra with the funk, and it's just all about just having a good time,
Yeah,
you know? So, yeah,
yeah.
so I did get to see them, but they were a keyboard covering all those horn parts. It didn't make sense. But
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
Well, the reason why I asked, because I think the experience of seeing a band live is the
Oh,
music, and I know
yes.
it's I'm gonna talk about that sometime too, because just to be seeing a live band, actually, it's like pounding
Mhm.
through your body. Like
Yes.
you can feel everything reverberating through your body, the bass,
Yep.
the drums, everything. And
Absolutely.
horns are
Mhm.
crazy because
Oh,
that stuff, it sounds so different live than it would on a recording. You
1000%.
know? Yeah.
Yep.
So I can see why you love them so much.
Yeah. Were you into them at all in the '70s or no?
No, I was into Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. We're just you and Stevie Nicks.
Fleetwood Mac, Pat Benatar, the more the I would say they're light bands, right?
Yeah.
Compared to what
Oh,
you were
let
listening
me
to.
let me piggyback on Fleetwood Mac for a minute because you
Okay.
brought up
Okay.
I just started training, I train a few people in this family, and I just met the dad,
Hmm.
and he's had a lifelong career of building sound studios, anything a contractor can do,
Really?
and almost all his clients, he told me he never advertised, it was all word of mouth, one of which was Mick Fleetwood, the drummer,
No.
and so he got to go to the shows all the time. He
Really?
hung out with those guys. All
Oh
Randy,
wow.
he and Randy Newman became buddies. It's just
Wow.
and most of the time he didn't know who they were, and I think they really liked that because he wouldn't
Just treating like
fanboy. Yeah,
yeah,
he would
yeah.
just
He wouldn't. Yeah, I'm sure they appreciate not going too
yeah,
crazy on somebody and talking about like, what about that song? What about this
yeah.
song?
So then
And
they
just hang
passed
out
on the
with them.
name for everyone from Barbra Streisand on down. He worked for all of them. So
Cool.
and that just happened like a week after you talked about your song with
Really?
yeah. So that's
Okay.
pretty cool.
Huh.
Huh?
Okay. Huh.
Then
Huh.
that's podcasting. Huh? Huh?
Huh. Okay, you ready for a break?
Let's take a break. On
Okay, let
that
me put
note.
this play out on this too, because I'm gonna have to.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Do you like good books? There's a rock drummer living in Los Angeles named Lou Crasher. The cat doubles as an unlicensed private investigator. Can you imagine rocking 1 minute and fighting crime the next? I'd give you more time to imagine, but I gotta move this commercial along. Oh, the books? Well, the first one was The Big Crescendo, followed by Don't Shoot the Drummer, which I think is good advice, and 2023's Drums, Guns, and Money, a bona fide Seamus Award nominee. The Lou Crasher mysteries are written by Jonathan J. Brown. Do yourself a favor and read the first three, so you're ready for Crasher's next adventure, entitled Blood on the Snare Drum.
And we're back.
Hey!
Hey. So we hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Join us next time and in future weeks when we share more exciting stories about people and groups and businesses making a difference. And of course, our thoughts and opinions on everything. You can find us wherever you download podcasts and all the socials. So don't forget, it's Instagram at Life as We Know It Podcast 123. On YouTube, we're at Life as We Know It, Jonathan and Don.
Look at that harmony right there.
And of course, on Facebook, and you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. So we're very excited about all the new stuff that's coming our way. We've got some great things lined up, so we're very excited about that. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, because we need that.
You cats are the best, honestly.
You cats are the best, and we hope we blew your jazz up just a little bit. Boom. We'll see you next time.